Welcome back to Painting Delight. I'm so glad to see you again, and I hope you're doing great wherever you are. So today I have a black canvas for you. I want to paint a very nice sunset scene with some very nice streaky clouds and work in a different approach, doing foliage with a 1-inch brush. So what I have done is that I have taken my standard 18 by 24 inch canvas and I have covered it with black gesso. Allow the gesso to dry completely, and then on top I have covered the entire area with alizarin crimson. And up here in the corners I have a little bit of Van Dyke brown just to make the corners darker. And I have not used liquid clear or linseed oil for the medium today, but if you think that you cannot blend the colors easily or that it takes a very big amount of paint to spread on the canvas, just use the least little amount of liquid clear on here. So let's start today with the 2-inch brush and a small amount of cadmium yellow. Just tap in some color here. Make sure you have clean dry brushes always. And let's come in here and just making crisscross strokes. Just add a little bit more color if it is too dark for you. I will add some paint so you can see it better. That's better. And you know, the colors are popping much more in the black canvas, so just be patient with the colors. Give it a try and use less paint at some point. But in here I want it to be more distinct for you to see. Just work from the center and go upwards. And as you can see, the yellow is mixing with a crimson that is already on the canvas, and we have a very nice effect here. And up here in the tops that we have the Van Dyke brown, it gets darker and darker. Okay, so just gently go across, and you can also take another clean and dry 2-inch brush and add a very small amount of titanium white just to make it a little bit brighter. There you go. That easily you have so many different values of color in the sky, and just work outwards and very gently just go above the entire sky, remove any brush marks, and if you want to blend some areas more, just remove some paint and keep blending. There you go. Very gently now go across. And now we have our light source, and we can play with some clouds if we want. Let's mix up some lavender color. We're going to use lots of lavender today. I'm going to take alizarin crimson and some phthalo blue. Some more blue. And you decide the value of the color. If you want more bluish or reddish hue, you can just add the necessary paint for that. And if you cannot tell what kind of color you have, you can take some of this paint here and just take the little amount of white, and as you can see, the color pops up. And this is what I'm looking for, so let's use the fan brush today. We have made some streaky clouds in the past, and I think they're the easiest ones to do. Just load some paint here, and let's go in the canvas and decide where we want our clouds to be. Just rub in some indications of clouds here and there. And as you reach the center, we want this to be a very deep sky, so you can add smaller indications here and there. Almost you can't see them. And you can also use the fan brush to do some big clouds if you want. This will add lots of interest. Just to darken the corners a little bit and also break these streaky clouds going on in the sky. Just use the corner of the brush for that. Okay. And you can create whatever kind of cloud you like. I just wanted to paint some dark clouds today here. And you can also have some clouds in here too, or a big one here. This is gonna be a very nice looking sky. Okay, now we want to highlight some of them because these are quite close to the light source. So I'm gonna take a clean fan brush and gonna take some white and some cadmium yellow. Just some yellow in here. And as you can see, I do not have much paint. So let's test this. In here we want more distinct light because we're closer. There we go. And by the time we're using the lavender color, we're not worrying for our clouds to turn green because there is a lot of crimson here. Just like so. And as you can see, the clouds are coming in life in here very, very easily. And in here I want less light. And do the same in here too. Always remember where your light source is and then do what is necessary for you. Less light as we go upwards. In here, maybe some light is hiding in the back of these clouds. And you can also take the same brush and add some other light clouds here. Just like that. Okay. Let's take now, let me find the 2-inch brush. Now I will take a 1-inch brush for that. I got all the big ones dirty, so with a clean dry 1-inch brush in here I will just blend this. Let's start with the streaky ones first. Just use the side of the brush and just blend them together, but be very, very gentle. So if you have problem blending the colors on canvas here, add the very, very small amount of liquid clear in your medium, but in here I'm having no problem. I can just move the paint very, very easily, and I'm avoiding mixing mud here, so I'm completely okay at the moment. Pull these to the sides, and you know, it would be very important if, it would be very nice if we could add a little bit of color in here too, on the big cloud, like so. Pull the paint. And in here you do the same. You know, these are probably my favorite kind of skies to paint, and we have done quite a lot in this series. I also love painting fluffy clouds, you know, the white ones that we do. But these are very, very effective, and they are much, much easier. Okay, now let's go to the big ones. Let's use just the corner as we normally do. Just blend the bottom, and you cannot see a lot of details at that point, but you know it's there. I hope you can see them. Do the same in here. We just need to be careful just blend the bottom of those. Make sure you only touch the bottom, because we'll come back later and fluff them. And let's just fluff them the way we normally do. Always following the lay of the cloud in here. And very gently go across, removing the brush marks. And I think we have a very nice sunset sky in here. Okay. Let's take the fan brush again with the same lavender color. And I want to paint some faraway trees. A lot of paint for that. And let's come up here. And you know, I want this to be on some faraway foothill, perhaps just a piece of land that's gonna be back in the distance. I don't want a lot of trees in here. Just like so. Maybe a little bit more paint. And it's very important to save this area of the painting, because this is our light source, and it's also very beautiful. And in here we can't see a lot of things because we're far away, it's sunset, and the trees do not have a lot of details. Okay. And in here I'm gonna leave this area open anyway, because I'm gonna have a big tree later on. Okay, tell you what, let's take the other fan brush with the white and the yellow on, and I want to have some faraway indications of tree trunk, so just lift upward with your fan brush here. But not much though. Don't put a lot of paint, but if you just add a lot of paint, you can keep blending it, and at some time it will go away, it will blend with the color that's underneath, and it will go away. Okay, let's come here and let's have some grass. Let me find, this is a nice 3-inch brush here. I'm gonna go into some yellow and some sub green, and I'm gonna push the paint. You're gonna need quite a paint for that. Some of the other yellows too. And it's very important to have paint on the edge of the bristles, so you just push like this. You pull the paint out and you push. And this is how you load the paint, to paint soft grass with a 2-inch brush. Okay, let's go up here and let's decide the lay of the land. As you can see, some very nice grassy indications pop up, and at that point I don't think we're gonna need to thin our paint down, because we don't have lots of underpaint. So let's come up here. Always remember to work in layers when painting this type of grass here. Just very gently touch the canvas with your 2-inch brush. Do not add a lot of pressure, because it won't have texture. We want this grass to have texture. Just tap in some very nice grass, and the more you tap, the softer it gets, so just keep tapping if you want it a little bit softer. Reload my brush. Always remember to push the paint on the edge of your bristles. And as you can see, we're painting here in layers, because we want depth in our painting. Just like that. Okay. And I want this to be probably a riverbank. Let's have a river here today. Gonna go back and forth with a twins brush and decide the lay of the land. So let's say that we have a river in here. I'm gonna let's take a relatively clean twins brush and go into some titanium white here. We have paint underneath. Let's take a little amount of cadmium yellow for that. And let's decide where we want our river to be. Remember where the light source is, so we start from that point and we just push and pull downwards. Make sure you pull straight downward because we want to have a very straight line here, very nice straight line. Maybe some more paint. And you can add as much paint as you want, but just remember to load your brush as necessary. And as you can see, we have the undercolor here that's mixing with the white and the yellow on my brush, and we have a fantastic effect in the water. You can pull more down if you want, just drag the paint. And now very gently just go across. And we have so many nice effects in the water. That was what I was looking for. Okay. Let's make a piece of land to hold the grass together. I'm gonna go into some Van Dyke brown here. Cut off a very small roll of paint. And let's go in here and wrap this. This is an easy way to make a riverbank, a piece of land. Just rub some color in. You might find it easier, maybe you're only starting to paint now, to just rub the color instead of pulling the paint as we normally do. But this is completely up to you. Okay. And for highlight, I'm gonna take some of this white, doesn't matter if it has yellow on, and a small amount of dark sienna, and then again a small roll of paint. And start from the light, using no pressure at all, and just work outside, work outwards. But be very gentle with that, we want a very nice stony effect. Okay. And I'm gonna come with my brush that has the green on it. As you can see, I push the paint like this. And just use the corner of the brush for that, to bring everything together. Just the corner and very gently. Be very careful with that. Okay. Just fill this in nicely. And we're back in business. I'm gonna take some liquid white now. Very small amount of liquid white. We don't need much. Hold this very flat. I'm gonna add this color, I liked it. Just leave it marbling and load the knife like this, so you have a small roll of paint on the edge of the knife. Let's paint the water line here. Just make sure you make straight lines here. It's very important for your lines to be straight. Add a lot of pressure for that. Okay. There you go. And that easily we have something very nice to play with. Now let's come forward. I'm gonna go into the same lavender color that I have from earlier. And let's use a twins brush today. As you can see, I'm tapping the same way as I'm tapping to make the grass. And let's come up here and make some land. I want some nice bushes in here, so I have to use the corner of the brush for that. Just tap in some color. And in here you don't have to worry much because we already have the black gesso. Just fill this in. And you know, I think let's have a big tree. Let's make this a little bit bigger so it hides a bit of the river. As you can see, the river goes this way. It's completely up to you to decide what you want in your painting. So let's come up here, load some paint. Let's have a big tree. I want a big tree in here. I'm using just the corner. Just the corner. Let's have a big tree. Reload as necessary. And let's give him some limbs. You know, I just went above my clouds, but I'm okay with it. I just wanted this part of the painting to be very dark. Let's add the limbs here. Okay. Now let's take the liner brush today. I'm gonna take lots of paint thinner. And let's go into some Van Dyke brown from here. Make sure you have enough thinner on your brush to make this paint flow. And I just go in here on my thin color that I made the waterlines with and load it with light color on one side, and the other has already the dark color. So let's come up here and build a big tree trunk. Twist your brush as you go downwards, and you have a very nice tree trunk in here. Repeat the process, and you can also fix the top if you want, but don't worry about this at the moment because we're gonna color it with leaves. Let's say we come from here. I want a big, strong trunk for that. Let's give him some limbs. Maybe some light color too. I prefer to work with both colors at the moment. And if your paint won't flow, just add some more paint thinner. So I still have dark and light on each side, so that means that I can paint both the dark and the light side of the trunks this way. Always remember where your lights come from. Okay, let's build some foliage here. And today, you know, I have the big brush dirty already, so why not use this? I love working with the big brushes. In the start I told you that we're gonna work with a 1-inch brush, but we have this dirty already. It's actually the same thing. So let's just play through the colors here. Some green, cadmium yellow, Indian yellow. And let's come up here. And using just the corner of the brush, you can make fantastic foliage. Just tap in some indications. And let's come up here. Very easily done. And as you know, if your paint won't stick, just add some paint thinner or liquid white if you want. Or if you are already using liquid clear, you can use liquid clear too. Just use the corner of the brush for that. Okay. Let's go now down here. Let's paint some bushes with a big brush. Use just the corner for that. just add in some nice indications. You can also use bright red, the other colors too. And just go on here and paint some very basic shapes. Okay. Just like so. Some more paint for me. And as you can see, I'm just touching. Let's add more green to that. I want to differ the colors. Just here and there. And you can play through the yellows and the greens, add some bright red. Just experiment. Just touch here. And a very nice small bush lives here. Let's make another layer. Always remember that we have some dark areas in between. Using just the corner, this is good practice. And to be completely honest with you, I have never made this kind of foliage before, using the 2-inch brush. But I thought it would be nice to do this together here, and just show you that you can really do it. It's so easy. And only with a couple of brushes today we have made some nice, very nice indications. Now in here I want a path. Let's take the knife with some Van Dyke brown and let's decide where we want our path. Let's come from here. Some more paint. It's okay to go above these bushes because we're gonna anyway rebuild them because we want them to bring them into the path. This is an old path here. Probably comes this way. You can make it as big or as small as you want, but always remember that we want it smaller in here compared to here because this place here is closer to us. And if you think that you have made it big or probably the same in all this area, you can just fix it with your highlight, with your bushes. Let's take some of this color. I'm gonna add some cadmium yellow to that. I like that. So leave it marbly, take a roll of paint and very, very gently go above this. And just look how nicely the colors are mixing. Just like so. Now return to the big brush here. Push the paint. As you can see, we really need this roll of paint on the edge of the brush. And let's come here, just above the path. Paint some nice grassy areas. Very, very gently. We don't want to ruin our path. And in here, if you have trouble making your paint stick, add a small amount of paint thinner or liquid clear. Let's come in this side. I'm using the other side of the brush now. Let's add some Indian yellow, some bright red. And now to the other side, I'm going to use some sap green, cadmium yellow, and make a nice bush here. Just wherever you want. And you can just go in here and leave a small piece of land, a small piece of the path shown. And in here you can just go like this, bring in a nice soft grassy area. Okay, gonna scratch in some sticks and twigs. And if you think that they won't show, just take some lighter color on the edge of your knife and go in here and just go like this. Just let some of the black canvas show through your bushes. Okay. And in here I want some more bushes in here. Okay, let's build. I want to have a big tree here. Let's do something different. I'm gonna take the small knife, number 5 knife, and I'm gonna take some Van Dyke brown. I'm gonna take a very big roll of paint, and let's be brave now. Let's have a tree trunk in here, and just decide where you want it and pull down. Reload your knife. Just like that. And now if you think that you do not have the shape you wanted from the start, just go above here again, move the paint, and just fix it a little bit. Make sure you have lots of paint here because we want to cover the grass that is underneath. Just move the paint. As you can see, it's very easy by the time we're using wet paint. Just fix the shape of this. No big deal here. Okay. Let me remove some of this excess paint here. For instance, in here I have the tree trunk very thick, but at this time I do not worry because I will come back with you know, leaves, highlights and all this, and I'm just gonna leave it this way for now. You don't have to worry if things are not turning out right from the exact first moment. Just relax and enjoy it. Let's have a big arm here. Just using the knife here today. And I'm gonna come this way. I hope you can see it. And just bring this all together very easily. This will give you good practice with a knife and something different from what we have done in the past. Now we'll return with my liner brush into the same Van Dyke color, Van Dyke brown, and I'm gonna add some more limbs here, just like so. More paint for me. And you can just go and fix this limb here. Okay, let's add the highlights. I'm gonna use the big knife now, and I'm gonna take some more white, some dark sienna, and some bright red for that. Not a lot of red though, maybe a little bit more of the sienna. And as you can see, we have lots of different variations here, so we just cut off a very small roll of paint and we start painting with this. Remember your light source and just touch. Just touch. And as you can see, it's very, very easy to paint this kind of tree trunks, especially with the highlights. And in here, let's follow this branch. Okay, some more paint, and let's come up here and just touch. It's always the same procedure. And if you do not want this particular tree in your world or a different kind of tree, just go on and do what you like. I just wanted to show you a different way. This is something that I haven't done in a long time, painting a tree like this with a small knife. But today is a bravery test day here. I tried lots of different things on camera for the first time or after a while, and I hope you like what you see here today. Just add some more highlights just by touching. Always remember to have your roll of paint on the edge of the knife loaded properly. This is very, very important. Okay, let's make some shadow color now. I want some reflected light at that point. So let's take some white, some phthalo blue, and some Van Dyke brown. More brown probably, and some more blue, and just do the same procedure here. Just touch. And by the time I am right-handed, it's much easier for me to apply shadows and highlights from the right. As you can see, I'm doing it much quicker compared to what I did earlier, and always work the way you like. If you are left-handed, you will find it easier to work from the left side. Or maybe not. It's completely up to you. Just touch here and there. And by the time we have not overmixed our paint in here on the palette, we have lots of nice different effects on this tree. Okay. Now I'm gonna come back with some straight Van Dyke brown with a clean knife and just bring all this together. Just touch. Very, very gently. And tell you that when this dries, it will really feel like the bark of a tree. This is one of the most amazing things you can do using this style of painting. Okay. Just like so. Now I'm gonna return to my brush that I paint the bushes with, a big one. And I want to clean the bottom of this tree here. And if your paint won't stick, just add a very small amount of paint thinner, more paint. It's always vital to have a lot of paint for these things. And as you can see, we can now hide the bottom of the tree here. Now let's paint some foliage on this big tree. I'm gonna use more paint for that. And some very, very small amount of the paint thinner so we stick the paint easier. Lots of different variations here, and just push. Just push here. As you can see, we have a very nice roll of paint at the edge of the brush. And let's come up here and bring some life to this tree. Just use the corner of the brush for that. That easily. And you can also go above the heavy paint we have in here without worrying at the moment because we have thinned down the paint. But add no pressure at all. It's very, very important not to add a lot of pressure because you're gonna mix the colors in here and it's gonna turn to mud. As you can see, I'm going gently over here, just touching. And in here this will add interest because it pushes this place with the trees far away. Some more foliage in here on top. Something like that. And I think we have a finished painting here today. I think this was something different. We worked on different aspects today. We have a very nice river here. And I want to pay attention to using the twins brush for foliage and grass. Just be gentle with it, load it properly, and you will get used to it as long as you practice. So until next time, I'd like to wish you a happy painting, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.